It's another exciting morning for Pokemon fans as today saw the release of another trailer for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Unlike the previous two, this one is jam-packed, full of information about the 3 possible paths to take throughout the game, as well as new Pokemon moves and abilities. So don't forget to grab your Razor Fangs and let's glide into the Sandstorm. The first few shots, we immediately get to see a new crowd Pokemon, plus 2 Knight in Shining Armor-like figures, color-coded for each game. These two definitely caught my eye, but we'll get back to them later. For now, we get to look at the new map system, featuring, of course, Rotom. And with this transition shot, they showcase the 3 major paths to explore throughout the game, and it seems like each one of these paths will have its own independent progression, meaning that you can tackle these challenges at your own pace. First, we get Starfall Streets, face off against rebellious students. And finally, we get introduced to Team Star, this generation's evil team. We even get to meet the Grunts, but they're actually just rebellious class-cutting students. The Grunts and evil team members seem like they're not going to be particularly evil, and that instead, they'll be more interested in racing. This was something that was also true of Team Yell, who are less interested in being evil and more interested in Mario. But instead of being some randoms, Team Star is actually considered to be the school troublemakers. We learn on the Pokemon website that Team Star is actually made up of several squads, and each squad has its own boss. Both squads have bases spread throughout the Paldea region, and in these bases, you'll face off against a barrage of Pokemon that try to get in your way. By defeating enough Grunts within a certain time, you'll be able to challenge their boss. So it's almost like they're taking the villain storyline of the evil team and giving it its own section of the story, with gym-like challenges. Interestingly, this game mode will also contain an auto battle option. To be honest, I'm not sure what to make of this, but I hope that at least it'll be fun to play without auto battle. Here we actually get to see our character in the secret base, and we meet one of the squad leaders, Mela, the leader of the Skelter squad, aka Team Starfire, riding atop the car from last trailer called the Starmobile. Mela is claimed to be the best all-rounder on the team, and can handle any problem in her way. Although she may have some heavy-handed methods, she leaves behind a tough impression, being steadfast and always able to get the job done. It's through this devotion that she's earned the trust of her teammates. I'm more than certain that Mela will be popular with the fans. The design is pretty wicked, and I love the fiery pattern theming going on with her outfit. Not to mention that her ace is Torkoal, who I love almost as much as Gliscor, so she already won me over. And maybe I can win you over with the promise of more amazing content. If you enjoyed the video so far, then go ahead and drop a like and subscribe to become part of Team Razor. The next path is the Path of Legends. Seek out all Pokemon. Seek out the legendary Herba Mystica. This part is a little confusing, as we're not sure what the Herba Mystica is, or who this new Pokemon is. But our friend Arvin comes to the rescue and explains to us that the Herba Mystica is an item he's trying to get from the Lair of Titans. In fact, the Pokemon website says that the Herba Mystica is a rare ingredient which is used to immediately restore one's health once eaten. This item is extremely rare, and can only be found in Paldea. They're guarded by Titan Pokemon, which are bigger and stronger than ordinary Pokemon. To me, this seems very similar to Alpha Pokemon from Legends Arceus. And being introduced to our first Titan, we get to see the name of this new crab Pokemon, Cloth, the ambush Pokemon. Cloth is a rock type, and can have the ability Anger Shell and Shell Armor. While Shell Armor is a cool ability, preventing the Pokemon from taking critical hits, Cloth's category as the ambush Pokemon really comes into play with Anger Shell, a new ability that lowers the Pokemon's defense stats and raises its attack stats and speed stats, but only when the Pokemon has reached half health. Almost like when the Pokemon is damaged, it switches up from defense to offense on the fly, hence Ambush. Cloth can turn its eyeballs all the way around, leaving it with no blind spots. This might be a reference to how real crabs have compound eyes, which are made up of a series of light sensors. This allows them to see a mosaic of blurry images, rather than just one single image. Additionally, there are some crabs, such as the ghost crab, who can use their large eyes to see in 360 degrees. Cloth likes to latch onto cliffs upside down to ambush its prey from above, but it does eventually get dizzy from all the blood going to its head, so it can't stay up there for too long. Their claws are both long and dexterous, easily able to hold onto prey with one grasp. In battle, it can use its claws to hold its opponent, while using the other one to break its guard. Interestingly, if they lose a claw in battle, it can actually grow back, and in some parts of the region, their claws are actually used for cooking. Don't tell Arvin. This lines up perfectly with actual crabs. The Washington Post cites that crabs are able to pinch their claws with a force of 740 pounds. And even more fittingly, crabs commonly have the ability to regenerate lost limbs. So declawing is actually viewed as a more potential method of sustainable fishing. So maybe do tell Arvin. Now, what are the Titans exactly? If we're taking all the confirmed information from the trailer and the Pokemon website, we still can't say for sure, although it definitely seems like Titans are going to serve as mini-bosses at the end of each quest. For example, my guess is that the Herb quest is the first of many throughout the Path of Legends. Starting out by helping our friends like Arvin and Penny, with each new quest, the task will gradually become more difficult, interesting, and epic in scale, until the end, where we finally get to meet the legend waiting for us at the climax of the story. Then we get our final path, Victory Road. Take on the gym leaders and become the champion. Here we meet the new chairwoman of the league, Gita. Unfortunately, we don't get to learn much, but we do find out on the Pokémon website that she herself is actually one of the region's champions, and is claimed to be the supreme most skilled trainer in the region. However, if she turns out to be anything like Chairman Rose, then I think it's best that we all keep an eye on her. Though I do like this new story position of the chairperson taking a more involved role throughout the storyline. In Generation 9, they're going to be gym battles, and in fact, they're going to be what's called gym tests, where we have to complete some kind of trial, like seeking out all the Sunflora in Artisan. Speaking of, here we meet the new gym leader, Brazos, the grass-type gym leader of Artisan Gym. And what makes for an interesting moment during the trailer, he shows off the terrestrialized mechanic where he turns Pseudo-Wudo into Truly Wudo, after many long years. Brazos is actually kind of different for a grass-type gym leader. Typically seen as nature-loving, peaceful trainers, Brazos holds a whip, similar to some of the more early or beta Pokemon designs from the original Game Boy days. Brazos treats his Pokemon battles like a work of art, always looking for some kind of artistic quality. His piece de resistance is the Sundering Sunflora statue, illustrating a Sunflora with a somber expression. In terms of these gym tests, if they're not going to teach you something about how to play the game, I'd like for them to tell us something more about the gym leader's personality, kind of like Pokemon Black and White 2. Pretty much every Pokemon game has some kind of puzzle before each gym, so to be honest, I'm not too worried about this. I just hope that some of them are unique, and to not have all of them be like, collect 10 of this or that and walk here or there. And in the last few shots of the trailer, we get a really good look at the Knights in Shining Armor that we saw before, but we only get information about them through the website. First we get Amarogue, the Fire Warrior Pokemon. Amarogue is a Fire Psychic type, and as you can tell from the name, it's a combination of the word Amarillo, the Spanish word for yellow, armor, and of course, Rogue referring to the fantasy class type, which is weird since it's actually the Fire Warrior Pokemon. They can have the ability Flash Fire. This Pokemon has a set of armor that used to belong to a distinguished warrior, and it's this warrior that serves as the source of energy for its psychic type moves, using its psychic capabilities to control the armor and fire energy in its body. Its signature move, Armor Cannon, is a fire type special move, created by moving the pauldrons on its shoulders to its hands, using them almost like a Mega Man arm cannon.
Yeah, lemons!
It's a powerful move, but in exchange for its power, it lowers the Pokemon's defense and special defense stats. Basically, as a Pokemon, Amarogue is the spirit of a warrior, and that spirit uses his old armor to concentrate its power. For Amarogue's inspirations, Spain actually used a variety of different cannons during the time of the colonial period, which lasted entirely within the Spanish Empire. However, I think this cannon in particular is actually of Portuguese origin, based on the Hong Yi Pao, also known as the Red Barbarian Cannon, or Red Coat Cannon. These cannons were introduced to China and Korea through the Portuguese who had a colony in Macau, in the south of China. The term, Red Barbarian Cannon, is derived from red-haired barbarian, a term used in southern China during the 16th and 17th centuries, referring negatively to Portuguese and Dutch intervention. Definitely a cool Pokemon, and I'm excited to hear what y'all have to say. However, for me, the cooler of the two is definitely Ceruledge, the Fire Blade Pokemon. Ceruledge is a Ghost Fire type, who also uses the ability Flash Fire. As you can hear in the name, it's a combination of the word cerulean, like the color, and edge, like the edge of a blade. This Pokemon is wearing an old set of armor with blades fixed to its hands, and these blades are made of fire and ghost energy. In battle, they will increase their power by transforming into great swords. It even says that cuts from these swords will pour life energy out of the wound. Ceruledge prefers close quarters combat, and is not above using sneaky tactics to win a battle. Its quick movements and fast attacks capitalize on its opponent's blind spots, and will do anything to win. The signature move is called Bitter Blade, a fire-type physical attack which gathers power from the regrets of the fallen, focusing the bitterness into a slashing attack, meaning that it will absorb HP by up to half the damage taken. For Ceruledge's inspiration, there's only one Spanish sword that comes to mind, the Montonte. However, once again, I think its true origins lie with the Portuguese, being based on the Corax black sword, sometimes referred to as the crab sword. It was used mostly during the 15th century by soldiers and sailors during the Age of Discovery. Its particular characteristics include having a wide guard with 2 protective rings to the side, somewhat similar to Ceruledge. These swords are often painted black, as to not reflect light and announce their presence on a ship, which is much closer to Ceruledge's color theme. While both these Pokemon are cool, they're going to be version exclusive, and Ceruledge definitely has me leaning more towards Violet, which is saying something because before I was definitely Team Scarlet. Though I'm not exactly sure how yet, I'm almost positive that they will have a part to play in the story, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. And that's all for this packed Pokemon trailer. It seems to me that the Pokemon Company are really beginning to ramp up their news cycle as we draw closer to November, and I'm excited to see what they announce, covering all the news for you guys. So what did you like most about the trailer? And who are you siding with? Fire Cannon or Fire Sword? And which of the 3 paths are you most excited for? Personally, I'm interested to see what they do with the Starfall path, as I think it's a lot more interesting than Team Yell for Generation 8. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you all again for watching, like if you did, sub for more, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.